TCM.com right now and get your copy today before it's too late.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and welcome. I'm joined once again by my co-host for our series, The Jewish Experience on Film, Dr. Eric Goldman, an author whose latest book is called The American Jewish Story Through Cinema. Thanks for being here, Eric.
Thank you, Robert.
Now, for the next several hours, we're going to take a look at two films actually made in Israel. First is the TCM premiere of a film from 1955 called Hill 24 Doesn't Answer. Now, first let's talk about the Israeli film industry. There is a big one, right?
There is a big one, particularly today. It's just exploded. And that's partially because the Israeli government has created different funds that help finance motion pictures.
So now this next one, Hill 24 Doesn't Answer, it was made in Israel in
1955.
1955, and it's in English, not in Hebrew.
Right.
So why was that?
It was the first major Israeli film to be made, and there were no directors who had great experience. There were no technicians who could be there as backup. So the people who wanted to make this film had to turn to England, of all places, for technicians, for the camera person, for the director, and a decision was made that this would be a film largely for export, that Israelis could watch it. But it was the story of Israel's birth, and it was a film that people felt would do well abroad.
And did it do well?
It did well. It did quite well for an Israeli foreign film.
Right.
It broke all kinds of, rules in that Israeli films had never before been seen in different parts of the world, including the United States. And
so it did open the door.
It did open the door for a lot of people. And many of the Israeli technicians who worked as backup got their start making this picture.
So did you pick it because you like the film as well as the fact of its historical value?
It sets up what's going to be happening in the 60s with a film like Exodus. Because here you have a film about the birth of Israel that is shown in America. And the reality was that the United States and Israel had a cordial relationship, but it was not the relationship that the United States now enjoys with Israel. The other piece of this is that American Jewry also had a sort of an awkward relationship with Israel. Many Americans were frightened to outright say that they connected with Israel because it was the 50s, and there was fear that somebody might point a finger and say, oh, dual loyalty. Who are you, who's your allegiance with, the United States of America or the new state of Israel? So it's a very important period piece in terms of dealing with some of those issues and putting out a visual of Israel that had never really been put out. And that also about the birth of this new nation.
Interesting. Let's see the film. You set it up very well. Here, produced by Israel Motion Picture Studios and distributed today by Ergo Media, company owned and operated by my guest, Eric Goldman. From 1955, with a newly restored HD print, Hill 24 Doesn't Answer, also known as
Giva 24 Eina Ona.
Easy for you to say.
A tongue twister.
Yes, indeed. But let's see.